The Gauteng Education MEC, Panyaza Lesufi, is this morning assisting parents to apply online for learner placement in Ramosa Community Hall in Mohlakeng, outside Randfontein, west of Johannesburg. For more on the online admissions, we now cross live to our reporter, Mahlako Komane. A very good morning to you, Mahlako. Thank you so much for joining us again this morning. Now, first of all, before you speak to the Gauteng education authorities there, just take us through, since the online application process opens today, when is it closing? When's the final date?
It's about a month from now, which is in August, I think on the 19th or so of August. But it would seem that, there are some challenges in PUA that parents are experiencing here in terms of, not necessarily here, but online, the parents that are at home, because obviously the purpose of the system is also to try and ensure that it's fast, it's effective, and it doesn't cause a lot of stress for parents. But our interactions with some parents, and I've had some on WhatsApping me, I've also had some online saying that they're having problems with trying to access the system. I also understand that some say that they cannot access the schools that they're looking for, as the system does give you an option of schools in terms of applying. Others are going as far as saying that they're battling to log into the system, but also I've also seen here there was a little bit of hiccups after our crossing when I just stood there by the MEC to monitor what was happening there. So it seems that the system is experiencing some sort of hiccups as of just after 8 o'clock, I think about 8:05 or so. There were about 30,000 parents that were logged onto the system. But maybe let me just quickly bring in, I think for the benefit of the people at home, Gauteng Education spokesperson, Mr. Steve Mabona. Steve, what's happening? We're having parents saying that they are having problems either accessing the schools that they want, or even accessing the system. What are the challenges there?
No, the system is available. The only challenge that we can really acknowledge is that we are experiencing a problem with Google Maps. We are at 6,000 per minute in terms of our agreement with them to request, when we go into the system to search for the locations. So now that has affected the schools, so we cannot find schools. Yes, indeed, we can acknowledge that. So what we are doing, because they've now removed us temporarily from the system, so we are interacting with them to bring us back, but then we are increasing the capacity to 20,000 per minute in terms of the searches. Then schools will appear. We acknowledge it's a setback that we have, and we sincerely apologize to all parents and guardians at home. In the next 20-30 minutes, the problem should be resolved. We will be in a position to say schools are back. But for now, yes, indeed, if you have done everything, but then waiting on schools, don't do anything further. You can just wait for a few minutes. We should indicate when the schools are available. We are at the center now here trying to assist parents. We have done the registration of many of them. We are just waiting at that moment. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mabona. You've heard there, this was Steve Mabona, the Gauteng Education spokesperson, just telling us that there is indeed a problem in terms of the accessing of schools, crediting that to Google Maps, saying that they had an agreement for 6,000 searches a minute. Now they've taken that part of the system offline for a few, he said 20-30 minutes or so, and then the schools should be available again. So they're going to try and increase that capacity in terms of trying to access Google Maps to about 20,000 searches per minute. So indeed there is an acknowledgement that there is a general problem with the system as we speak right now. Simpiwe?
Thank you so much for that update.